like I feel like a lot of people are going nuts, like they don't know how to react right now, because this whole situation, the pressure of like, not getting sick, not getting the virus, you don't know what's
Right.
going on with you. So like, even in my industry, I had that. I know people that stop working and they still not working because they're afraid of um contract the virus and get sick.
Yeah. There's
So
a lot of fear going on in the world, and a lot of people are
I
just
know.
scared, right? But it's,
I
you
think.
know what? And I understand, like, there is fear in that, but at the same
Mhm.
time, you have to make a living, right?
Exactly.
You have a
Exactly.
business, you have clients, you have
Hmm.
rent, you have bills. Because even though COVID's happening, this and that, no one stopped collecting rent, right? The bills still
Yes.
come every
No
month,
way.
right? Did,
I
did,
had. I
did,
was
did the
close.
bills stop? Did the bills
Yes.
stop, Agatha?
I was
No.
closed for 2 months, and I had to pay all my bills and
Yeah.
still help employees. So I was like, it's when I like, okay, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start doing Zoom classes. In Brazil, pretty much everybody are doing Zoom classes until now.
Hmm.
So I hook up with some of my friends that are in the industry, and they are well known as well. And I told them, let's do Zoom meetings, Zoom trainings, and we start
Yeah.
doing that. Then we actually thought, oh, we're not gonna make it like as much money, but I actually made more money with the online training than what I do with the live training.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy. So we're gonna go into a lot of that, because that's
Hmm.
really exciting how you're able to pivot and change,
Hmm.
because what was happening in the world. So before we get into that, Agatha, tell me a little bit about your experience. Tell me about your business, how you got started, and then we'll go from there. I want to know about you.
So my name is Agata Soldado. I'm 30
Hi, Agatha.
years old. Nice to meet you. I start in this business. I was 22 years old. I was going to school, to college, do international business, and I wasn't sure if I was going to work and do international business. Like for a large company. Pretty much in Brazil, most of the companies there are male predominant,
Hmm.
and it's very like methodic, and because it's male predominant, like women that don't get much chance to grow. So I was like, I always knew I didn't born for that. I wanted more, you know.
Right.
So when I finished my school, I saw that one school that is like well known for uh, technical degrees, not like full college. So what that means, they do like small, I don't know how you say that in English. Here there is a name for those courses. It's like 1 year course.
Right.
So I did like statics. I'm like, I'm gonna start doing like that. I'm gonna do statics and see if I like it. And I did. At this point, my mom was living in France. Micropigmentation was just starting in Brazil. And my mom was living in France, and I went to visit her. And I met this girl in a train, a Russian girl that used to do that. And I told her, like, I know how to do Botox, all those things. You want to do it? We can hang out. I do on you.
Right.
She's like, yes, for sure. And then we trade service. She did on me and I did on her. And then I really like it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like the new thing. Because I was thinking about living and go to France, live with my mom. And in Europe, all the women don't have good brows. It's like very thin eyebrows. And they are very minimalist as well. They don't like to wear makeup. So if you give them something that is semi permanent, they will like it because they don't want to have the time to put it on. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to do that. So, but the main time happened, meet my husband, blah blah blah, and he told me come to US. When
Mm-hmm.
I came to US, I tried to apply for, not lying to you, 62 interviews.
Oh,
I did 62 interviews in
dang,
a
girl, you
period
were
of a
busy.
year. I know, in a period of a year. I
Mm-hmm.
was hunting for a job so bad. I speak
Like any
four.
job? Were you looking for any job, or in the aesthetics industry? What kind of job were you looking for?
No, I actually was looking in the international trade industry because I had experience and I speak four languages, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it plus aesthetics here in US, I was gonna have to go through school again, you know,
Right.
because of licensing and all that. So my husband tried to help me. He's in tech industry, you know, and I couldn't get in any company because all the answers was like you're very qualified, but you're very young.
Huh.
You know, I was 23, so you know, and I was looking for a like a real job that paid me like 40 to 50 grand yearly. You know, because this is what I used to make in
Right.
Brazil, even when I was much younger. Just because you know, start very young to work, but here is a little bit different. So I got very frustrated because I'm like, what, like, what I'm gonna do? So I was like looking into to my documents to start like thinking of options going back to schooling. I even thought like going back to being a nurse here in US, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to work with a plastic surgeon and things like that. Um, and then looking at my certificates, I found the microblading certificate that she gave me. And I asked my husband, I'm like, do you know someone that do this? And he's like, no, no one does this around here. And Austin was like Austin is like this, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's the capital of Texas, but you know, it's like this. And when I came, it was like this. So I was the first.
Austin is beautiful. I love Austin. I think
Yes,
it's
it's
one of the most fun
beautiful.
cities ever. Yes.
Yes, it's beautiful, but it's still it's like a capital, but it's still very connect. Like people
Yeah.
know each other, you know. It's not like Dallas that is, and or Houston that is very big, kind of like New York. So when I came, I started my business. I did. I'm gonna do that. I told my husband. He's like, "You're gonna put all your money on this?" I'm like, "Yes. No one does this. I'm
Yeah.
gonna do. I'm gonna, you know. I just need to work hard, but I'm gonna make it." So I went back to Brazil, got more training, did like 7 days there, like intense, you know, training. When I
Mm-hmm.
come back, I called all my friends. I stopped people in the grocery store. I still do that. Oh, you're so beautiful. You want to get your brows done?
Yes.
Uh-huh. And I um I started calling them and say, "Hey, this is the deal. Okay, I'm not gonna lie for you. Just to bring this new technique from Europe. I'm from Brazil. You know, we are the best on the beauty. You have to trust me. I kind of
Yeah.
sell myself. You know,
Good. Awesome.
uh, and how happened? People like, yeah, for sure, I want to try. Why not? You know." And
So
then I
so
start.
so so real quick, Agatha. So you would actually stop people in like grocery stores and just get them and
Yes,
bring them in, right?
yes, it was my first year here in the US. Broke English, very broke, more broke than now. Broke English.
Oh, I love
Uh,
it.
and I used to stop them and literally I was going to like Chick-fil-A. Here, my card. You want to get your brows done in the grocery store? You spend 2 hours at HEB talking with everybody. If I see a Latina lady, I'm like,
Hmm.
look, start speaking in Spanish, like Portuñol. You know, like this is the deal. I do you, your sister, your mom, your grandma, everybody. And the first
That's
month
awesome. Hmm.
you have to put yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, who's gonna? Is what
Yeah,
I always tell my girls.
yeah,
You know?
and but you know what? I think nowadays, because the tactics you use, you are driven. You saying I put my money into this business. I'm not going to fail. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do whatever it takes. You don't see that nowadays. Like, have you ever seen the show Shark Tank? Have you ever seen that show?
No.
Basically what Shark Tank is new businesses that
Uh-huh.
start, and they have this idea or a business, and then they go to investors to get money to help them grow their business. So
Uh-huh.
the investors are the sharks. So the first thing the sharks ask is, hey,
Oh, yeah.
what have you done to try to get sales?
Mm-hmm.
And every single time somebody, if they knock on doors, if they're passing out flyers, everybody in business,
Oh my God.
we admire people like that, because you work hard. It's not, you were out there
Yeah.
passing out flyers, talking to people, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that rejected you, right? There's a lot of people that said no, no, no,
Oh yeah.
but then there's some that said yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think if you're confident, like you need to, first of all, you need to practice this in the mirror. You need to like get a speech that you're gonna sell yourself to people. It's not
Yeah.
just say, here, I know how to do microblading. Okay, but what is microblading? So it's like you're selling a product, selling a
Yes.
service. This I learned since I was very young. Thank you God for my mom, my dad that teach me how to, be good in communication and things like that.
Mhm.
But if you're not good enough, just practice in the mirror, like thinking like what are the person, the client is gonna ask me, what they want to
Yes.
know, how the procedure works, what is gonna cause damage, what is, all that involves the procedure. You have to know in the tip of your tongue before you sell the procedure or the product.
Absolutely. And they're not going to teach you that in
Mhm.
beauty school. They're not going to teach you that in
No.
aesthetic school. They're going to teach you the procedure, but they're not going to teach you how do you sell it? How do you address these
Yes.
objections? These people have questions. If you don't know the answers, then people aren't going to have confidence in you, right?
Yes. So when I didn't know something, I'm gonna say one thing that is like forever for everybody. If you
Tell
don't
them.
know the answer for
Yes.
everybody, you say it depends and let there. Why? Because that's gonna give you time to think on the answer. And if
Yes.
you don't know the answer, Mr. Google is there to help everybody. Thank you to the technology that we have right now. Everybody's
Yeah.
gonna go. Yeah.
And you know what, Agatha, that's really, really, that's smart, that's brave. But more importantly, like sometimes if you don't know the answer, or somebody says something that you don't know the answer, then when you go home and you Google it, the next day you go again to talk to more people. Now you know the answer, right? So
Yeah.
so the more you're out there, the more
Yeah.
answers you have. And a
Yeah.
lot of times people are afraid of rejection. They're like, oh, people are going to say no and no. It's like, well, the better you get, the less people will say no.
Yes, yes. And you cannot be afraid. It's like I thought many times with myself, and even my husband questioned me like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? And I'm like, I'm gonna say what I study and what I don't know. I'm gonna find out, and this that. Like you
Yeah.
always gonna get no's in anything of your life. You can't be afraid of trying. If you don't try, who's gonna try for you? If you don't believe on you, who's gonna believe on you? You know, you need to have that constant like, I can do this. And a lot of my students, or even people that I don't know, come on my Instagram, they ask me, how do you do to be so consistent on your work, like on your social media? I have now a team that work with me, but like I am the one that do like the notes, what we're
Hmm.
gonna talking about. Like I'm very organized, like planning how it's gonna be my life in this day, my life in 1 week, my life in 1 year. If you didn't learn that in school, like you can watch YouTube videos that is gonna teach you how to plan your business by the days, like goals,
Right.
daily, weekly, monthly, years. You have to see yourself like in 1 week, in 1 month, in 5 years. And it's all planning. All in life is planning. Marriage is planning. A birth is planning. Everything.
Everything. Hey,
COVID is planning.
if you plan as best as you can, that's all you can do. right?
Yeah.
So what happened after that? So you're passing out flyers, you're asking people to do your to come to your business. So what happened after that? How did you slowly grow your business?
So I was passing out flyers everywhere to go, parking lots in the mall. I used to like spend
I
hours
love it. Yes.
like putting flyers in the cars, and it's illegal in Texas, and I did.
Hey,
I know. You can't like touch
hey,
property.
if they take you to jail, the police officers have wives, so you give them a flyer too. Go, hey,
I know.
officer, officer, how's your
I
wife's
know. I told
eyebrows?
my husband, I'm just gonna do my Sophia. What's her name? Sophia. I forgot her last name. Accent, like the Latin accent. I'm like, bye.
Yes.
Um. So was that I started like passing. People started contacting me. My friends, I started doing. So the first month, I only did people that I know, and I didn't charge them nothing,
Hmm.
zero. I come up with the cost of the goods and everything. I rent a salon suite and I bought all the costs. So I probably invest like $5,000 in the
Okay.
first month to just start it. Then but
Was
then
that
I made
scary? Was
sure.
that scary to put your money into your
Yes.
business and kind of get things going? How was that? How did that feel to part with your money to invest in a business and you don't know?
I was scared, but I feel like I'm very, how you say that? Like I'm very, like I don't think never that something bad is gonna happen. I'm very positive. I
Awesome.
always think like I don't even think on the negative, I just think like I'm gonna do this. It's gonna happen. It's gonna
It's gonna
work
work.
because
It's gonna work.
you know.
Absolutely. Yes.
So yes, made me like some butterflies on my stomach. Um, but I made sure like I was doing everything properly by the law. I asked my husband to help me like with licensing, the stuff that because he understands better, and
Hmm.
he helped me. um if you don't have someone to help you, I would say you can go like on the aesthetics connection group and just post there. The girls are very helpful. They always tell you
Right.
how to like start license, uh insurance company. I always send to my girls as well, like who does my insurance. Those little tips that is very valuable. um
And there's always someone willing to help, right? I mean,
yes.
I think, Agatha, in this world, there are
Yeah.
so many kind people, that generous,
Yeah.
people like you that are willing to share your time and success, because it's been hard. It's been hard for
I
a lot of
know.
people. When you start off, it's not easy. It's like you said, the money, the stress, the butterflies in your stomach.
Yes, I would say that is the only industry that people help each other.
Yeah.
Even me, girls saying, "Oh, girls are so." Even girls saying like, "Girls are so mean." Like
Hmm.
you don't know what is mean. Go work in the tech.
There's some
In the
cruelty other. There's office
I know.
politics,
Yes,
right?
go work in tech industry, or even like
Yeah.
gas and oil industry, like male predominant. It's like it's a different type of me. It's a power.
Right.
Like is that the one of the power, and in our industry doesn't have that. Like you don't see people like, oh, I wanted the power, I want to show off, I want to know. We are more focused on making the money and go
Yeah.
home, drink margaritas. you know so like
Dude.
I feel like women in this industry help each other. Also, if you see someone doing something that is not okay, we're gonna also tell like it's not okay, you should not do that because it's bad for all of us.
Yeah.
So yes, there is a lot of people out there. So like, okay, then I started doing my friends.
Hmm.
I made sure like I take 3 or 4 hours for each one to do their procedure. Nowadays take me an hour, but back then I was booking 4 hours because I want to make sure it was perfect. So this is the other thing. Give it your best, because even if it's not perfect, people appreciate it that you're giving your time. And time
Right.
is the most valuable thing in the world, you know? And how I start making my confidence with the clients, you know, build that trustful relationship. They seen that I was spending time with them, making sure they are happy,
Mm-hmm.
and they start to refer me to their friends, and then their friends I start charging like $100, you know, just to pay the equipment. Then in 2 months, the second month I already start getting so many calls that I was booking in 6 months.
Wow.
But like I did a very low rate, like $300, to get very busy, because I knew I need experience. I need to have all type of skins, you know, to know what I was doing. So I did that. I did uh more than 1,000 people in 6 months.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
working a lot. I know.
So you started small. You started, basically walking around flyers, talking to people, Chick-fil-A, passing out flyers. You almost got arrested because it was sometimes illegal. So you did all this hard work. You got some people to say yes. You worked with friends, people that you knew. You did it for free. For the experience, you did a great job on the people that you had. You took your time, you gave great customer service, and then they
Mm-hmm.
started coming back. They started giving referrals, and then you
Mm-hmm.
started charging. At what point would you say you went from, how long did it take you to get booked, to go from zero to just booked out?
1 year.
1 year?
1 year. Mm-hmm. Like in the summer, first year of my summer, like I had some days that I didn't have anybody because it was summer, you know. But nowadays, because people know how book I am, they don't even care, you know. They just make an appointment. And even now, because I have the place there and the girls work with me under me, and my clients know they have been trained by me, they also just want to do with them. So they also get like busy, you know. It's
Wow.
all about how you build your image.
Yeah, image is so important in this
Mhm.
business, because it's your reputation, it's your name, and your billboards are your clients. When your clients leave,
Mhm.
how do they look? How do they feel? Because if they feel good, then they're gonna pass your name on to other people, right? When you first started your business, what were some of the problems that you ran into that you didn't expect? Sometimes when you start a business, things will happen, and you're like, "Oh, I didn't expect that." What kind of things do you remember?
So first, is common in permanent makeup, you commit mistakes, like because your hand's not as trained. Sometimes you go a little bit more far, you know.
Hmm.
So those things happen, and like get one brow a little bit bigger than not. And I never did something that was like, oh my gosh, I botched her face. But
You didn't
you
you didn't go like,
know,
no.
like, but I like it's common.
Yeah.
And when that started happening, I made sure I saved a little bit money to invest on solution removal, because at least I could fix it. So that is the other thing. You never stop learning as well. You always have to update yourself. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck, and people gonna stop coming to you. Because always gonna have somebody offering something newer than what you offering, you know, and people gonna start going to them. Um, so that was one of the more stressful, because people call me crying the next day, like midnight crying, like call me crying, you know. I still have clients that call the next day, like we tell them like this is gonna be your healing process, the second day is
Right.
the work, you know. They still call me, but right now, because they know I know what I'm doing, I send them a sheet with to what to expect, how to take care. I call them, I spend like 10 minutes, say, hey, this is normal, trust on me. In 1 week, I
Mhm.
see you. And, you know, I never had like bad review, as you can see on on my Google and my social media, is just trust. Is gonna be fine, you know. Um, and then nowadays you can remove, so you need
Right.
to be confident no matter what you're doing. Even if you do a mistake, don't let the client see that, but you have to find the solution, because it's not fair for the client. Like, you always have to put yourself in their place. Would you
Yeah.
like that to happen to you? No. So
Yeah,
uh,
and like you said, you have to be responsible, right? It's your
responsible.
responsibility to take care of your clients, and it's understandable in the beginning when you're learning or you're just working on it
Yeah.
more and more. There's going to be mistakes, but be responsible for those mistakes and fix them,
Yeah.
right? Because we
Yeah.
can understand errors happen, small mistakes happen. That's being human. But to
Yeah.
say, realize it, and go, you know what, Miss Client, I will do whatever I need to do to make sure you're happy. To me, that's just
Yes.
awesome.
Exactly. I have students that watched somebody, like clients' eyebrows, and they asked me what I should do. And I told them, quite frankly, if it was my position, I would pay for their removal.
Yeah.
Because at least they appreciated that you're taking, being honest, and you're taking like that you did a mistake, you know? If they want to talk bad about you, you did your part, at least your mind is like in peace.
Yeah. So
No?
how long have you now been in business?
It's gonna be 9 years doing permanent
Oh my
makeup.
God. That's amazing.
Yeah, 9 years. Have
Mm,
4 girls work with me doing the same thing. They all young. Most of them started like 19, 21 years old, very young.
yeah.
And they're making good living from that. Permanent makeup is amazing. Is
Why is that? Why do you say it's amazing?
because women think from back in the days, like let's say from the 50s, that makeup is the way. Makeup is trend. Makeup is what motivates women, you know?
Hmm.
Like, women care more about makeup than they care for fillers or Botox or facials. They don't care about having their skin good, looking good. They care about having makeup that can cover and make it the way they look,
Right.
because it's easier. And it's also like that brainwash science, those, 50 years, like you have to wear makeup this way,
Yep.
you have to, you don't go out of the house without makeup, so a lot of women, they think like, oh, it's better to invest on makeup, in permanent makeup, especially permanent makeup, because it's gonna last me a year and I'm gonna save time. I'm a mom, I work, I don't have time, I
And,
wake up and go.
and it looks beautiful. I mean, I look at some of the work you've done on brows, and it's just amazing work. You look at the transformations that,
Mm-hmm.
that you help a lot of these women have. It's crazy because they'll some have such thin brows, and
Yes.
I never knew how important brows were in my life. I never knew that brows were so important until you see the difference, right? Crazy.
Yeah. If you see some women on my page, you're gonna see like they get. I had a bunch of clients, especially like my older ladies. I call them my old lady, my older ladies.
Hmm.
Um, they got them and they start crying because they like,
Yeah.
you gave me 10 years that a plastic surgeon could give me, right? And you only cost like 1% what the plastic surgeon cost, just because I give them brows, and brows is the expression of the face. So if you have
Absolutely.
a brow that suits your face, like, don't give you like an angry look or like, a sad look. If it
Yeah.
suits your face, you look younger.
Yeah.
Because
And
thinking about, when you think about a young girl, what comes in your mind? Like full eyebrows, pink lips, you know,
absolutely.
like color on the cheeks. So it's just what it needs to get a person to look a little bit more younger. Yeah.
Absolutely. So here, 9 years into the industry, 9 years of experience. You must have seen a lot, done a lot, the ups, the downs. So Agatha, let me ask you this question.
Mhm.
If you could go back to when you first started, right? So now you have 9 years of experience. One of my favorite sayings is, if I knew then what I knew now, what would I have done differently? What would I have done now based on the experience you have? So if you could go back 9 years and talk to yourself then when you started the business, what are some things you might have done differently to help you reach your sales faster or help you reach success faster?
I I think the only thing I still regretted that I do sometimes is like take people, like I feel like I'm gonna say this. It's not that depreciating my value, but like
Mm-hmm.
I charge more than anybody else in Texas. Like I charge what people charge in New York or Miami. And sometimes I feel like, oh, this person cannot pay for this, or but they actually can, and they try to take advantage of the situation. Like I let people put me down, like tell what they think in their mind that is correct. And I don't do that to people. I don't.
Right.
I don't. Doesn't matter if you're rich, poor. I don't. I treat everybody the same. So I let people talk with me the way they think they should talk, and that is not okay. You have to respect
Yeah.
yourself. This year I learned a lot. I cut that a lot, especially because now I have the girls. I need to give an example to them that they are very well trained. They know what they're doing, and sometimes people are just unhappy with themselves. They put the frustration on you, and it's not your fault. But
Right.
because we're the artists, we sometimes want to give up, and we start like not chasing our dreams because someone with bad uh feelings come through our day and made everything going bad.
Yeah.
Like I
And
have a dad. Like I cry. I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough. I did this
oh,
mistake. Yes, I do. And then when I tell my students this, they like, oh my gosh, you do
so
that.
here, let me ask you an honest question since we're being real here. When was the last time that you had the thought in your mind that you're not good enough?
This year I had, like,
Yeah.
especially the whole COVID. I'm a mom as well, so like I always think like I'm putting too much pressure on myself because I want to be perfect. Not perfect, but I want to do my best for my clients, for my son. And it's hard. Also, like my husband helps me a lot in the business, so it's hard having a relationship with the business and the marriage.
Yeah.
Very hard. So it is hard for women because most of the women in the beauty industry are very artistic, so we are very sentimental.
Mm-hmm.
So anything that someone says to us, we feel like we're not good enough or we're not doing right. Like it's very easy. People point at you and say, "No, you're not doing right. You're not." Then you know what I do? I cry. But then
Yep.
after I cry, I breathe and I think what I had done in the last years. You
Yes.
and
Yes.
that's it. Then I
Yeah.
forgot. Then I go drink my microphone.
But
It's
Agatha,
like
you know what? That's
that.
the secret. And that's like perfect. It's like, we feel sad because, like you said, as artists, the emotion is there, and that's okay, right? It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. It's
Yeah.
okay to be disappointed, but don't stay that way. Be sad, cry, let it out, and then be like, what did I do good? And I think you just hit like a really good point, is when people are down on themselves and they're doubting themselves, and other people are saying bad things or being negative, to sit back, breathe, and then go, what
Mhm.
did I do good? What is something good that I did? What have I accomplished? And then when you start
Yes.
looking at those, the bad is only this much, but sometimes what happens
Yes.
when we look at the bad, we make the bad look that big, but the
That
bad is only
big.
this much, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like look
You
at
also
you, like
have
you've accomplished so much.
Yeah. You also have to be honest to yourself because you want to improve your business. If you start having more bad than good, like a lot of
Keep it real.
complaints, Yeah, keep it real. A lot of complaints, a lot, like people telling you like you should not do this, like people like close to you, like your husband, your mom, like people that will know you. Then you should like take a time to yourself and think what you're doing and try to change those things. How I'm gonna change to do better, because
Yeah,
otherwise,
don't.
bro, we're gonna be stuck.
Yep, and especially in the beauty business, like if someone's doing a crappy job on
Yeah,
eyebrows, right, and they're messing things up, they need to take a step back,
yeah.
right? And like you said, especially if
And
your
think like
family,
yeah,
right, you need to get it straight because
yeah,
you're going to put yourself out of business.
yeah.
People talk.
Yeah, go get trained, more. Or maybe if you're not good in communication, you're not patient, you should hire someone that can help you with that.
No.
I did that. Always knew I would need someone to help me with customer service because I don't have a clear English. Like for my clients, most of them are from very small cities in Texas. It's hard for them to understand me, so I'm like,
Hmm.
I need someone that can write an email properly, can talk with them on the phone, and not just English. I need someone that also that can speak Spanish, because we have a lot of Latinas here in Texas. When I go to Miami, it's only Latinas.
Right.
So you have to talk with yourself. Yes, it's investment. It's gonna take from my pocket, but it's an investment. You know.
Yeah,
Uh,
and you can't do everything
right.
by yourself, right? I mean, see, and Agatha, I mean, I'm really impressed by you. Just, your business is amazing. I look at, you have, thousands of people following you, but the most important part is you're humble because you realize that you can't do everything by yourself. Like sometimes when we have a weakness, if like you, for example, yourself, if your English wasn't the strongest, that you don't have ego and be like, no, I'm just going to do it still myself. It's like you go, okay, I need help, and then you work with people and hire help, and you see it as an investment, right?
Yeah.
You have to do that to move forward, right?
Yeah, you help people and people help you. It's a circle. Another thing, ego. Like you talk about the Instagram and all those things. A lot of people have a bunch of followers, but that doesn't mean their schedule is booked.
Right.
I feel like is a lot competition in aesthetics, like who is the best with the Instagram, who do
Hmm.
the best picture, who does the, and quite frankly, it's like you should not be worried about that. Yes, Instagram helps, bring clients, but you shouldn't be worried more to your real clients that come to you, because those
Yeah.
are the ones gonna refer you. um they
Yeah,
wanna know.
and those are the ones that are going to pay you, right? I mean, you can have thousands, you can have 5,000 likes on Instagram, but if those likes are not paying you money, then
Yeah.
what's the use? Like you said, some people do it for vanity. I got so many followers. It's like,
Ego.
okay, but are your books filled?
Yes.
And
I
that's the
always
important
tell
part.
I always tell my friends, I have a friend, Miami, Brazil, Europe, Dubai. They like always trying to reach more clients, and I always had to talk with them. Look, you have to stop, breathe, and think with yourself. Is this making your pocket full of money?
Yeah.
You spend so much time on that it's not you know worth it. You should be spending texting your clients, hey, you want to come try this new service,
Yep.
like making, I don't know, a party for your clients, or you
Bam.
know
Yes. Yes.
people love parties.
And
And
you have
I-
to, right? I mean, Agatha, you know what? And you are so right. And I think that's one of your secrets to your success is it's all about the client, right?
Mhm.
How can you get in contact with the client more?
Yeah,
Whether you're throwing a party or you're texting or saying, hey, I'm doing this. Why don't you come in and try this out? Because that's what it's about. I think a lot of people, they try to sell products. They try to sell a product. Like, for example, they try to sell a service. They don't need to sell a product or a service. They need to be in front of their clients and make friends with the clients,
yeah,
because if your clients like you, if your clients love you, your clients trust you, those clients will do whatever you want them to do because they trust you. Like,
They
you know, you're not gonna recommend something bad for a client, are you?
no, and they know that.
Yeah,
They know
exactly.
like they know all the girls who work with me, they do the best job in the city because I'm very picky. I don't accept, like, even with my client, I'm here hearing what she's talking, doing. And if I heard a little bit the client say something, I go there to check, and I go to
Yeah.
people that are like the best of the best, and I tell them, like, look, if you want to go to the best of the best, you're gonna have to wait. Most of the people is gonna be 6 months waiting list. But
Dang,
they're gonna
girl.
do, but they're gonna do a good job. So they trust on me so much
Yep.
because they every time they come, they ask me who you go for nails, who you go for your fillers, who you go
Yeah.
for your OBGYN, who you go.
Yeah,
I'm like,
absolutely,
yeah,
right?
yeah, here's all the cards, and pretty much they all small business as well. So we end up helping each other. That's cool. Like you shared, like the people that you go, you introduce yourself and say, hey, I do this for living. I could give you your clients $20 off in their first service, and let some business cards and trade. I give your cards to my clients and we trade clients.
Yeah. And it's about the networking, right? Like when you do that and you're meeting businesses, because like you said, a lot of your clients, they're business owners as well. So
Mm.
you have access to all these. I always tell people, and this to me, this is like a secret for business success. If you network with other business owners and you talk about each other and they introduce you to their clients and vice versa, you're now in front of a whole new different client set, right?
Yeah.
Right,
And
like
those
like
are gonna
who's
bring you
somebody that you
clients.
network with, who's somebody that you network with or are very close with in business like that.
I do a lot with doctors. They are the best because
Hmm.
their clients have the income to pay for our service. You also want to do network with people that can pay for your service.
Yeah.
Like nail salon, yes, I tell the nail girls, but it's not everybody that can afford that. People that go one time a month to get their nails, they probably not gonna have $500 to pay for the eyebrow
Right.
because it's not on their budget. So you have to understand that as well. uh, Doctors are good because they always gonna be seeing people's face, and sometimes they can help in the symmetry, but they cannot give hair to people. Or like the person wants just color in their lips, but don't want too much fillers or things
Yeah.
like that. So doctors are very good. People that I don't network is bloggers.
Hmm.
I do that, like, very, not all, but very few, because it's not it's like we say tiro no pé. Come here, Apollo. Bem, my son, sorry. It's like one
No,
in
that's okay.
in a time that is gonna come, because you don't know really who is
Hmm.
there, like, you know they can be advertising you
Yeah.
for like a,
Everybody's an influencer.
yeah,
Everybody's an influencer,
yeah.
right? The bloggers, the
They
influencers.
can advertise you for 150,000 people, but that doesn't mean. Say hi.
What's up, buddy?
Yeah, I'm working. Okay, mom is working. Let me finish, okay? Okay. We talk later, okay? You wanna sit here and play? Let mama finish. I want toys. Okay, you can play. I want more toys. Okay. Uh, and that doesn't mean that 150 people is the clientele that you want to achieve. Let's
Right.
say it's 150 men,
Yeah.
150,000 men.
Not that many guys are gonna
Like,
come get their eyebrows done. Believe me, Agata,
no,
right? Right.
I know, I
And
know, I know.
you know what? What's really important, I think you just touched on, is your ideal customer, right? It's like you want your message, the words that your business pitching, etc., to be around people like ideal customers. So your ideal customer is going to be a woman. She's going to be able to afford your service, right? So
Yeah.
those are really important. You can't go around talking about your business to people that can't afford your business, men and all that. So being in front of the right people is super important.
Yeah, that's true. It's the funnel, when you pay people to do ads for you on social media, they will ask you like, who is your clientele?
Yeah.
You cannot advertise for everybody that is out there. You can, but you're gonna spend so much money and you're gonna get very minimum return. So you have to like get in your customer list and see where they live, what they do
Yep.
for life. I always ask those questions. Like I get their name, phone
Mm-hmm.
number, address, and email. Why address? Because I want to know where they live. What is the income they make? Based on the area they live, I know the income. What they do
Yeah.
for living. I have a lot of nurses, doctors, teachers. They're the best because they don't have time to do makeup.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
so wow, that tip right there is just amazing. So you're able to help people because that's the problem is a lot of people don't have the time. They don't want to. They want to have that look without spending the time and energy to do it all the time, putting it on, taking it off, right?
Yeah.
That's a pain.
Yeah. So that's the public you want to reach. I
Hmm.
see I'm on.
So what's the next level for you? What's the next level on in your life, in your business? Where do you see yourself going now?
Yeah, I want all the girls to be at the same level I am and like completely book 6 months in advance. And I think that continuous training. I'm not reaching to like be billionaire. I
Mm,
just wanna have a more
maybe,
time. I
maybe you
just
never
wanna
know.
I just wanna have a more time where I can spend more with my son.
Yeah.
And the girls, they're young, they can work now and make the real money.
No,
So
and that's awesome. You're able to help so many. So last question. A lot of people, a lot of women that are going to be listening to this interview, again, they're solo business owners. They're new, or they've been doing it for a while. So if you could send a message out to all the gals that are going to be listening to this, what would be your message?
you took well, like I said, like believe in yourself. The first thing, if you don't believe in yourself, who's gonna believe? And make sure you always give your best in any situation, even if the person is not being nice to you. You are well trained, you know what you're doing, and
Mhm.
they are paying you to provide that service. So if they choose you to do that service, it's because they trust on your knowledge.
Right.
And just put your energy on that. Don't think negative. Put your energy, plan yourself, and everything is gonna get in track. It's the gold law we call. The energy you put on, you attract it for you. So
Absolutely.
put the effort, is gonna happen, and the right people is gonna happen in your life. And your dreams is gonna achieve be achieved in time if you plan yourself for that.
Yeah, very, very cool. Agatha, so thank you so much. I mean, uh,
Thank you.
no, I'm
Thank
the
you.
information that you shared. And what's up, buddy? What's his name? Is he
Yeah.
Apollo?
Apollo,
Apollo.
can you
What's up,
say thank
Apollo?
you? I say thank you. It's his
so
time to
so
go back.
so cute. No, I got to get down to mines too. But I want to thank you so much for your time, your experience, and the information you shared is going to help so many people. So I thank you for that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate
All
it.
right, and I'll get in contact with you again, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye, Apollo. Bye.
You.
All right. Bye, Agatha.
Bye.
Bye bye.